Survivors' tales. Encounters with Chernobyl beasts. Ever wondered what happens when humans abruptly leave a place and nature takes over? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and mysterious places on Earth, the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Buckle up, because we're about to explore how wildlife has not just survived but thrived in this once abandoned land. Let's get started. So, let's rewind the clock to April 26, 1986. Picture this. A routine safety test at Reactor 4 of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant goes horribly wrong. An explosion rips through the reactor, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere. It was one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. In the blink of an eye, life changed for the people living nearby. The bustling city of Pripyat, home to nearly 50,000 residents, was evacuated within hours. Imagine leaving everything behind, your home, your belongings, your memories, thinking you'd be back in a few days, but you never return. To contain the radiation, authorities established an exclusion zone spanning a 30-kilometer radius around the plant. It became a ghost land, with towns and villages left abandoned. The immediate impact on the environment was devastating. Wildlife suffered immensely, with reports of animal deaths and bizarre mutations. It was like something out of a sci-fi horror movie. But here's where things get really interesting. Fast forward a few years, and despite the radioactive contamination, nature began to make a remarkable comeback. With humans out of the picture, flora started to reclaim the land. Trees broke through concrete, wild grasses overtook playgrounds, and vines snaked up the sides of apartment blocks. The urban landscape was slowly transformed into a wild, overgrown forest. And it wasn't just plants. Animals started moving back in: elk, deer, wild boar, and countless bird species, including some that are rare or endangered. Without human interference, these creatures found a sanctuary in the exclusion zone. Now, let's dive into the wildlife that's made Chernobyl their home sweet home. First up, the wolves. The exclusion zone has become a sort of wolf paradise. With no hunting and vast territories to roam, their population has grown significantly. Studies have shown that these wolves are not only thriving but also venturing out beyond the zone, possibly spreading their genetics to other regions. What's fascinating is how these wolves are adapting. They've been observed displaying behaviors that are slightly different from their counterparts elsewhere, possibly due to the unique environment they inhabit. Next, we have the enigmatic Przewalski horses. These are the last remaining subspecies of wild horse, once on the brink of extinction. In the 1990s, conservationists introduced a small population into the exclusion zone to give them a chance to live and breed in the wild. And guess what? They've been a huge success. The horses have adapted well, roaming freely and increasing in number. They've become a symbol of hope and resilience, showing that endangered species can bounce back if given the right conditions. Bears have been spotted in the area after being absent for over a century. Lynx, bison, moose, and even rare bird species like the black stork have made the zone their home. The rivers and ponds, once feared to be lifeless, are teeming with fish and amphibians. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what about mutant creatures? While the idea of giant, mutated animals makes for great sci-fi, the reality is less dramatic but equally fascinating. Scientists have documented some genetic mutations, but these are mostly subtle and don't result in monstrous appearances or abilities. It's important to separate fact from fiction. The real story is about how nature adapts and survives, even in the face of radiation. Let's hear from the people who have first-hand experience with the Chernobyl beasts. Meet the Samozli, a group of about 100 to 150 people, mostly elderly, who returned to their homes within the exclusion zone despite official orders. They couldn't bear to stay away from the land they loved. These folks have some incredible stories to share. Imagine tending to your garden and seeing a wild boar stroll by, or watching a herd of deer grazing nearby as if it's the most natural thing in the world. They speak of a unique coexistence with the wildlife, respecting their animal neighbors and often sharing space without conflict. Scientists and researchers working in the zone have observed some truly unexpected behaviors. For instance, animals showing less fear of humans due to the lack of negative interactions over the years. Researchers have spotted wolf packs, playful foxes, and even bears going about their business. One researcher recounted an encounter with a fox that casually approached and sat nearby, seemingly unbothered by the human presence. Moments like these are both thrilling and humbling. Photographers and explorers who venture into the zone capture stunning images that tell 1,000 stories. From majestic elk silhouetted against the setting sun to birds nesting in the ruins of an old school, their photos highlight the stark beauty and resilience of nature. Some have shared tales of adrenaline-pumping moments like stumbling upon a wolf pack or getting a little too close to a protective mother boar. So, what's the science behind this incredible resurgence? Multiple studies have examined how radiation affects the local wildlife. While high radiation levels can be harmful, the overall impact on animal populations appears less severe than expected. Some species have shown increased rates of genetic mutations, but these haven't necessarily led to decreased survival or reproductive rates. In essence, the benefits of a human-free habitat seem to outweigh the negatives of radiation exposure for many species. The exclusion zone has become a unique ecological haven. Predator and prey populations have established a new balance. For example, the increase in herbivores like deer and wild boar supports a growing population of predators like wolves and bears. This self-regulating ecosystem offers scientists a rare opportunity to study how nature functions without human interference. It's like a gigantic, unplanned ecological experiment. What can we learn from all this? The Chernobyl experience underscores the significant impact humans have on wildlife and ecosystems. It suggests that reducing human pressures, like habitat destruction, pollution, and hunting, can have profound positive effects on biodiversity. It's not about advocating for nuclear disasters, of course, but about recognizing the resilience of nature. Let's explore how humans are re-engaging with this unique environment. Over the past decade, Chernobyl has become an unlikely tourist destination. Visitors, under strict guidance, can explore certain parts of the zone. This has led to increased awareness about the site's history and the current state of its ecosystem. Guidelines are in place to minimize the impact on wildlife. Tours avoid sensitive areas, and visitors are educated on the importance of respecting the environment. Looking ahead, there's a push to officially designate the exclusion zone as a nature reserve. This would provide legal protections for the wildlife and enable long-term conservation efforts. Scientists are advocating for ongoing monitoring to better understand the long-term effects of radiation on ecosystems. There's a delicate balance between promoting conservation and managing human interest in the area. The story of Chernobyl's wildlife is a testament to nature's incredible ability to adapt and recover. Even in the face of radiation, life persists. It's a powerful reminder that, given the chance, ecosystems can rebound in remarkable ways. This situation prompts us to reflect on our relationship with the natural world. Human activities have a profound impact, often more immediate and damaging than long-term radiation exposure in this case. Perhaps it's time to consider how we can reduce our footprint and coexist more harmoniously with nature. In an area once defined by disaster, hope blossoms. The Chernobyl exclusion zone has transformed into an unintended wildlife sanctuary, offering a unique lens through which we can view the resilience of life. Let's take these lessons to heart and strive to protect and preserve the incredible diversity of our planet. After all, we're all part of the same intricate web of life. A huge thank you to everyone who shared their experiences, the Samozli, who've opened up about their lives, the dedicated scientists and researchers uncovering the secrets of this unique ecosystem, and the photographers and explorers bringing these stories to light. Shout out to the documentaries, studies, and articles that provided invaluable insights for this video. Knowledge is power, and we appreciate the efforts of all those contributing to our understanding of Chernobyl's legacy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Let's spread the word about the importance of wildlife conservation. Still here? Awesome! As a little bonus, here's a sneak peek at what's coming up next. We'll be exploring another fascinating tale of nature's resilience, this time, in the depths of the ocean. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever visited Chernobyl or another place where nature has reclaimed the land? Share your stories in the comments below. And if there are topics you'd like us to cover, let us know. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.